Hey everybody, it's Eddie J on Crypto. Hope you're having a good one. So let's really dig into this. So we know that there are some banks that, did not do well, right? They were fundamentally not sound. Hence they failed. However, there are banks out there that are being pummeled right now, but they were fundamentally sound. Take Western Alliance. They were fine. They were fine. Had to release a statement saying they were fine. Still got hit. So the only way I can explain it in my head is there must be, a ton of shorts out there going against certain banks, trying to bring them down. Not cool, but hey, such is life. We just have to deal with it. But to what end? Right? To what end? What does that do for you to short a bank that's fundamentally sound? I mean, obviously it's to make money, but wow, that's that's an extreme. Anyway, something that I've been paying attention to for a while. I didn't necessarily report on it, but I've been following the Voyager story. So, as you know, Voyager's deal with Binance.us fell through. Still, Voyager is planning on returning some customer funds beginning in a few weeks. This is barring any objections that could come up between now and then. Something that has not been released is the plan of the return, meaning how much money are they going to return? What percentage are people going to get? Is it a tiered system or whatever? So we'll have to wait and see on that one. But I am kind of happy that they're working hard to actually try to make people as whole as they can. Now, something that did catch my eye, and the way I said it in the Crypto Minute sounds kind of funny. Binance lost $79 million in the previous quarter, right? And it was still less than expected, so their stock shot up. I mean, over 8%, and I think it actually hit like 10% or something like that. That's kind of a big deal. I just find it funny that you could lose $79 million and still be looked at as a success. But truthfully, not bad, right? But something that has me scratching my head is the fact that Gala is planning an upgrade to version 2. Currently, Coinbase supports Gala, and it sounds like they're going to continue supporting Gala. What they're not supporting is the upgrade. So if you're holding Gala on, in your Coinbase wallet, not the Coinbase wallet, but in Coinbase, I would think the wallet as well. But if you're holding Gala, they're not making any kind of facilitative, taking anything to help you move to Gala 2, Gala version 2. And they're doing it via an airdrop, and Coinbase isn't supporting it. So my suggestion is, if you're holding Gala, to move your Gala to another wallet. And the reason why is because then you'll get the airdrop and everything should be taken care of. You could always put it back if you want to have your money still, you have your assets still stored on Coinbase, but you might want to think about doing that. Coinbase will stop supporting version 1 come May 15th. So you might want to get with the program. Now, something that's really cool that I pay attention to because it's going to have a long range effect is going to be Deloitte choosing Polkadot parachain or the Polkadot ecosystem to enhance their KYC processes or know your customer, because they're going to be using it to leverage Kilt's reusable digital identity system. And I'm sitting there and I'm just going, wow. It wasn't that long ago before all of these companies were just not getting into crypto at all. And here's Deloitte, one of the big four in the world, choosing to work with and leverage in a meaningful manner, no less, crypto. Go figure. I think that's a really cool thing. Now, next up for me is Binance. Israel just seized, I think it was like 190 accounts from Binance that were identified as being tied to Hamas or Daesh. I don't know how to pronounce the name. Daesh. I think it's Daesh. And those are known terrorist groups. So Reuters said, well, the compliance practices over at Binance come into question because, how could that happen? Blah, blah, blah. And Binance immediately shot back. And this is not the first time that Reuters seems to have gone after Binance. But Binance immediately shot back and was like, wait a minute, we are AML D5/6 compliant, anti-money laundering. And that's, the version of it. And I sit there and just go, so not only are they compliant with that, but, we also employ about 750 people that are former law enforcement, right? Specifically for anti-terrorism activity. That's their job, is to work that space. And those people work with law enforcement to identify and thwart terrorism financing activities on the platform. That means they're spending a lot of money on that, and they take it very seriously, in my book. Is anybody going to be perfect? No. Absolutely not. I have to do a little bit more research to see how much money that equates to. But, there have been all kinds of things with traditional finance and accounts being seized and how much money is in there and all that other good stuff. Nothing is going to be 100%. But I just find it funny. I find it not funny. I find it peculiar that Reuters seems to almost always go after Binance. So it's something I'm paying attention to. Just don't know why. But I know why. It's because it's just odd to me. It's just very, very odd, which makes me wonder about, other Reuters reporting against, not against, but in the crypto space. So those are things that are on my plate right now that have kind of far-reaching effects, right? But the banking one, I think, has the furthest, the furthest reach. And I just don't understand how or why or to what end you would short banks so much. Anyway, I would normally get into numbers today. You want me to get into numbers? We'll get into numbers. All righty. Yeah, those are my notes. Fear and greed index is down to 61 from 64, so not bad. Total value locked still at above 66 billion, so that's a good thing. But this is what I'm talking about. We're still moving, laterally. Or, Bitcoin is still moving laterally. Next number for me is, obviously 30,000, but the real number for me is 31,580. I need to see us break through that top green band, and then after that, we'd be looking, I don't even have anything above that at the moment. I thought I did. I think it got erased. I'm going to have to put that back, but that's work for later. That's not going to happen right now. But my next number after that would be like 33 something, I believe, was what I was looking at. And then after that, it would be around 36 and change. So I'm looking for Bitcoin to rise. I'm not looking for Bitcoin to fall anytime soon. And when I say fall, I mean drastic falls. Yes, we'll have ups and downs, but I'm not looking for any drastic falls right now. And the reason why is because there are so many far-reaching things that are going on right now. I keep telling people that what they should be paying attention to are, in the news is here's an announcement, and then later on something else happens, and that's the second shoe to drop for that original announcement. Well, you still have tokenization going on with BlackRock and Fidelity and all these other crews. And you sit there and you just kind of go, well, there's going to be more news that's going to come from that. So I really am expecting a hot summer. I called it, I said it, but that's what I'm expecting. And anything huge, I'm not expecting anything huge, but I am expecting something. And we all know this page, wow, came up fast this time. I am shocked. Ethereum is still over 1900. Bitcoin is still at 29. It had been in 28. It's been bouncing around like that. I told you it's been moving laterally. That's a big deal. I guess I should talk about it. Somebody actually talked to me about Pepe coin, right? And I said, well, it's a meme coin, 1. 2, it has 0 use case. 3, yes, it shot up and a lot of people made a lot of money. But when I look at the number of wallets, it's got 90,000 wallets compared to other wallets that have in the millions. I sit back and I kind of go, okay, so prove to me that you're worthy of something. Prove to me that it's not going to wind up being a rug pull or just people realizing that there's no utility to it. Yeah, I could have gotten in, days ago when I first heard about it, when I first started seeing all the news, Pepe this and Pepe that and Pepe. It's great. But I tend to stay away from things like that because I don't have, even if you said, well, you could have taken $100 and just dropped it in. If I did that every single time that some coin was, being shilled all over the place, I would go broke. I really would. So I stick to my guns. Okay, I missed it. Am I upset? No. And the reason why is because I stick to my guns when it comes to what I will invest in. Does it have a use case? No matter what kind of investment are you doing, does it have a use case? Does it have a strong business model? If it doesn't, I don't bother. It's sort of like buying a property and, adhering to the 1% rule. Opening a store and, you're not selling, frog's legs is probably, a big deal in some places, but it's not a big deal in a lot of places. So I'm not necessarily going to open up a stand that only sells frog's legs. I'm just saying, you develop your investment practices and you need to stick to them. Sometimes you get lucky. Right now, a lot of people with Pepe coin are getting lucky. But it could have just as easily been one of those other coins where people get so lucky and they got hit with rug pulls. So just pay attention out there and be safe with what you're doing. Let's take a look at the list before we sign off. So you can see, yep, still moving sideways, still really good numbers, not really upset by it. Wow, up 75%. That's for the year to date. That's not bad. Cardano, they released Hydra, right? That's their scaling solution, right? That's their scaling solution. And Hydra has not taken off. Cardano has not taken off. It's just kind of sitting there, not doing much. It is up 55% on the year, but in the last 90 days, it hasn't done jack. Just look at it. It hasn't done anything. So again, market's just kind of moving laterally. Polygon, great news, with everything they have going on, not doing anything, just moving laterally. So I'm just waiting. I'm DCAing, meaning I'm using dollar cost averaging, just on a regularly scheduled basis, just dropping in a couple of bucks, and let it rise. Same thing I do with mutual funds. I just drop in a couple of bucks and let it go, right? And a few years later, you look at it and wow, I got some money saved up. Cool. As long as there's not a big crash, in which case you should be managing your money anyway. Anyway, this is Eddie J on crypto. I hope my research helps you. If it does, do me a favor, drop me a note. Let me know what I'm doing. Ask me questions. Who knows? Maybe I'll learn something too. Have a good one. Bye-bye.